What is up, guys? Welcome to my channel. So in today's video, I am going to give you a houseplant tour. I have plants all throughout my house, and I thought that I would finally show you guys what plants I have, where they live. Let's get into it. All right, guys, so we're starting in my kitchen. My first plant that I have is a Hoya Carey, and I realized that this plant isn't gonna grow anymore than it already is, but I absolutely love it. I think it's so stinking cute in that little clay pot and the little heart-shaped plant poking out from top. Next to my Hoya, I have my wandering dude right here. I actually need to put these up in the window. But he is just hanging out. He's been growing a lot. These leaves right here are all new. And then that one right there is kind of just like an array of foliage. I have, there's a Crimson Queen in there, as well as some Carnosa, Hoya, of course, in a little clay pot, and I realize they're probably not gonna get any bigger than that. But I just like how these little pots look right here and how they look in my window. So moving on, I have my Alocasia Maharani. I got this off of Etsy for 20 some odd dollars. I've had it for a few weeks now. It's doing pretty well. A couple of the leaves are kind of droopy, like this guy right here, and I imagine it'll probably fall off. But I heard that's pretty common when you're in the process of acclimating plants. And I try to keep this one as moist as I possibly can. Alocasias seem to do better when they're moist. I have my Birkin. This Birkin I got from Walmart, and it has just been doing so freaking well. It has been putting out leaves left and right. These ones right here are new. This one is popping out already. This one is no, not that one. This one is newer as well too. I got that Birkin. It was probably, I think it was like $16 or $17 from Walmart. The pot was included. It was about half the size, to be honest, and it has just been shooting out new leaves, new babies left and right. Then up here I have a golden pothos hanging from my ceiling in the kitchen. Now these windows face south and west. It has really good light in this area, and then there's screens, of course, on each of these windows, so that lets the light trickle in. So this guy was a rescue succulent that I got from Lowe's. I believe I got him for $1 single, and so far he's been doing okay, except for like him leaning, of course, but he's been doing all right. Moving on, I have a cactus and another macrame hanging pot right here. I have a huge bay window, as you guys can see. Bay window faces the west, so there's quite, it doesn't look like it from my camera, but the amount of light that is actually coming in is a pretty good amount. So I'm just gonna have to adjust the brightness for you. But I have my little baby cactus in there. It's grown quite a bit since I first got it, about probably 2 inches, I would say. And then over here on my kitchen table is my Moonlight Trubii. I actually got this from a gal here in town who went down to Colorado and searched for these guys. Thank you for letting me have this plant. I did pay quite a bit more than what they are going for when you just find them yourself at Walmart, but I honestly didn't mind. I knew myself I wouldn't have time to go look for them, so I was just like, hey, I really want this plant. I don't mind paying the money for it, so I'm just gonna get it. And I think if you don't mind paying the price that you're paying for a plant, then it's meant to be. There shouldn't like be any price shaming. If you're willing to pay it, then you're willing to pay it. So it's all dependent on your pocketbook, but I absolutely love the leaves on this guy. It's been doing really well. I've noticed when it needs watering that the leaves kind of curl, so I kind of just go off of that as far as watering goes. And as far as sunlight goes, you can kind of see it's nice and bright right in here. I do turn the pot too on days, so each and every leaf can get some sunshine. And then over here I have my Daddy Dieffenbachia is what I like to call it. This was my, like, one of my very first plants. I do need to prune it and I probably do need to water it as well too. But this guy just puts out a ton of leaves. This guy has never stopped putting out a ton of leaves. You can kind of see that there's already one right here, one little guy coming out as well too. But I feel like every time I like prune some leaves off, I get like 5 more within the next week. So he's doing really good. Loving that area right in front of that bay window. And yeah, I just love this plant so much. So we are moving into one of my daughter's rooms. So she has a Lady Valentine, is that what they're called, or a red aglaonema. This guy has been doing really well. There was some browning on a couple of the leaves, but we pruned them off and it's been shooting out new growth. But we've kept it really simple with the watering, kept it in like a medium to bright indirect light area. Okay, and then I did pick this little orchid up at King Soopers. I think it was $4.99. It was on sale. I thought it was super cute. It was still pretty dang healthy as well too. I couldn't believe that it was only $4.99, but I absolutely love it. I gave it to my stepdaughter and she just has it right on her bed, which is in a great light spot. She gets really great lighting in this room. This is a south facing window, so she gets nice bright indirect light. And then she does have a string of buttons in the window. As you can see, it's getting pretty tall. It's has a lot of new growth on it. It's just shooting up and it's been doing really, really well. We definitely only water it maybe like once a month, I'd probably say. And yeah, it's been just hanging out and doing awesome. So now we are making our way into my son's room. He has a, I always want to call this a corn plant, but that's not what it is. And now I can't even remember what it's called. But anyways, he has one of these guys. It is getting so tall, so big and full. It has just been doing really, really well in here. He also has really great lighting as well too. It looks really dark, but he has this great east facing window. This guy probably needs watered. I don't want to say neglect plants in my son's room because I don't. But he has a snake plant in his room. So like, I just am like, oh, it's a snake plant. It can go a little while without watering. And I always forget that this big guy is in here. So probably need to water that today. But we've had this since summer and it's doing really, really well. And then of course, a little snake plant in the corner on his nightstand, which I made this nightstand. Anyways, yeah, super easy care. Snake plants really thrive in any sort of light. We water it like once a month. I wasn't lying when I said that I have plants all over. So this is a philodendron moonlight. And this guy has been shooting off new leaves. This one is the newest leaf right here. You can kind of see it's a lot lighter, a little lighter than the rest of them. But it's been really doing really well in the bathroom here. I just have it on the counter. There is a tiny window right here, but during the day it does get some pretty good light. I would say this is probably more of like a medium to low light area depending on where the sun is at. And then I also have a philodendron Brazil right here. This is probably my favorite plant out of all of my plants. It just thrives so much. Sorry, let me turn on that light again if I can reach it. Okay, this one has just been thriving and doing so well. Sorry, this lighting is like kind of whack. There we go. And it's just so beautiful. I love how it's starting to kind of come out and start trailing, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. I think it looks great up against these white walls in my bathroom, as well as this guy here. And then Cooper, he likes to get into the bath sometimes. All right, moving into my house, I have a palm that my husband got for me. Was it for Valentine's Day last year? I think it was for Valentine's Day. Might have been my birthday. It's like a huge difference as to when I got it, but it's doing okay right there. I have two east facing windows right here, and they usually let a lot of light in. The sun has just moved. So I'll probably raise up the blinds since it is a little dimmer in here right now. But then this one is my Mandula pothos. I got this from Lowe's for like $4. It's super full, really beautiful. I have it just in a plain clay pot, right smack dab in the middle of one of my end tables. And then over here I have a jade pothos, which is probably like, I mean, any pothos really is like easy care, so you don't have to do much with it. But yeah, absolutely love this jade. It's given off a new leaf right now. And I think that's the first new growth that I've seen it. So yeah, it's doing all right. I have my neon pothos right here. This leaf right here is awesome. This is like my favorite leaf on the neon pothos. It's been doing pretty good over in this spot. I do see that I have to kind of keep it away from the window as much as possible, really distance it because I don't want that bright indirect light to burn it. But it's become a lot brighter now that it's actually in this spot, and I absolutely love the color of the neon up against this pot. I think it's just makes it stand out so much more. I got the neon pothos from a local nursery in Fort Collins, so not local to, I mean, I live in Cheyenne and Fort Collins is about 45 minutes away, so it's basically local. But yeah, I got this a few months ago and it's really doing well. Then I have a silver satin Scindapsus. It's starting to trail a little, vine out. This probably needs to be watered now that the leaves are curling a bit. But it's been doing really good over here too. The light, once I have like this blind up and with this light, you can kind of see that it has a lot of good lighting right here. And I love it in this little macrame woven wall hanger thing. It just looks really pretty. And then I have an ivy, an English ivy, and he is just doing so well in this spot. I absolutely love how it looks hanging. There has been a ton of new growth right down here, and next to it I have a Hoya Crimson Princess, which I got from Lowe's for like 12 or 15 bucks. Not much. I didn't pay much for it, but it's been growing so well too. The Hoyas I really like to let dry out before I water them again, and then I try to keep this ivy as moist as possible. Otherwise I see it kind of just like crinkles up pretty freaking fast if I don't do that. And then moving on, I have some bamboo in water. I actually saw a pin on Pinterest of someone who did this and put it on a shelf like I have, and I thought it was gorgeous, so I just had to do it. And then I have a philodendron, heartleaf philodendron. This guy is just like that philodendron in my bathroom, just shooting out so much new growth. This one is the newest leaf, and then I have one peeking out right here. It's just really pretty. I absolutely love it. I love how it's starting to trail. And then this one, I believe, is called a Florida Beauty. Unfortunately, I'm getting a little browning on it. Oh, I'm shooting the wall. So I believe this one is called a Florida Beauty. And unfortunately, this one I've noticed having a few brown leaves here and there, but I'm hoping that it's just the fact that it's winter. I don't know. I haven't changed anything as far as the watering goes or fertilizer or anything like that. So I'm hoping that it'll just perk up and there's not like some sort of fungus thing going on with it. And then I have my snake plant. This was one of the first plants that I got. When I started collecting plants, I knew that I wanted to get snake plants first because they're just probably along with like a couple other plants, the easiest ones to care for. So that little guy I've had for probably a year now, and he's doing pretty dang well, and he's shot up quite a bit, so much that I've had to stake him. All right, moving into my room. So this is my Calathea rattlesnake, and this guy just dances so much. He loves this spot. In the evening, he's all the way up, and then in the day, he's all the way down. He puts out a lot of new growth. I think I got this one from Albertsons. Our Albertsons and Safeways that we have out in this area, as well as King Soopers, they always get in really great plants, and this was one that I found there, and I think I paid like $17 or $18. But yeah, this little guy, he is one of my only Calatheas that has really thrived. I seem to struggle with Calatheas. I think it's like the humidity and a moisture issue, basically. I tend to underwater my plants more than overwater my plants from what I've seen. And anyways, but this guy, he is just a brick house, man. He has not given up, and he's been hanging in there. So moving over here, my little ZZ plant. This guy has gotten so tall since when I first got him. I believe I got the ZZ plant at the same time as the Calathea rattlesnake. So I got this guy from Albertsons. But yeah, this is one of my super easy care plants. I just kind of leave him be, water him, kind of right around the same time frame as I water a snake plant. And yeah, he's doing awesome, doing really, really well. And then we have my black coral snake plant. I just recently got this one from Lowe's. I just got this one from Lowe's for $18, and I had been wanting one for the longest time. And I was like, if I don't find one at a big box store, then I'm just going to break down and buy one from a nursery. And seriously, like a few days before I was planning on going to the nursery, I found one in Lowe's, and here he is. Next, we have my string of turtles. This plant is one of my favorites, as well as my husband's. Super easy care for me, at least. I have it in more of a medium to low light area. It's on like this little wooden shelf thing that I got from Big Lots. I let it dry out between waterings. Love string of turtles. I love turtles, so I knew I had to have this plant when I started collecting plants. And then I have a couple different ivies here, which they look like they need to be watered. Here I am underwatering, of course. A couple different ivies. I love this one because it has like neon edges. And then this one, I just love the white variegation all over it. These two ivies, I believe I got from Walmart for a couple bucks, and they've grown so much. And then this next one is is it an Enjoy? Yes, I believe this one is an Enjoy Pothos. I got this from a local gal here in Cheyenne. I just got a little baby on the end. This one is doing well too. All of these ones in my room probably need to be watered, but I love the lightness of the plant up against the dark pot. I think it's beautiful. And then I have arrowhead plant. I have quite a few different arrowhead plants, and this one, I cannot remember the specific name of this, but I just got it from Lowe's for $3.98. I thought it was beautiful, the darkness to the leaves, and then the bright reddish pinkish veins. Then I have a Peperomia rosso in more of a medium to low light area. I have a prickly pear pad that I got as a add-on to a cactus order that I had placed not too long ago. I have a huge Marble Queen pothos. I did have this in a pretty low light area at one point, so I'm trying to build back the marble look on this pothos, and it's slowly coming back. I know it takes a really long time to actually get it back, but it's become a lot brighter than it once was. And this huge window is just a nice, I don't even know, like a little nook window. bay window and it faces to the east. I have my orchid right here, which I got from Lowe's. As you guys can tell, I get a lot of my plants from Lowe's. I have a lot of basic plants, I feel like, and I don't mind that because I really want to know how to care for basic plants before I start getting like any anthuriums or anything that's like gonna cost me a whole lot of money and really test my green thumb skills, I guess you could say. Then I have a cactus right here. It is a variegated cacti. And then I have a blue candle cacti right here as well too. So, gosh, I am just like all over the place. So this guy I just recently got from Home Depot in Fort Collins. There's a mixture of pothos in here. There's jade, there's snow queen and marble queen. I thought it was absolutely beautiful, and there was a ton of new growth coming off of it when I found it. As soon as I saw it, I knew I had to have it, and I think I only paid like 13 bucks for it. But seriously, it is so full. It is so beautiful. I absolutely love it. I'm such like a basic plant lover. I think pothos are beautiful. Anything basic I'm like here for. And then this is a variegated teardrop peperomia. This was one of my very first plants too, and I just treat it like a succulent because of the shape and the texture of the leaves. So I just treat it like a succulent, and it's been doing really well. And then this is my pearls and jade pothos. This one I got from Home Depot as well too. It has grown quite a bit. You can kind of see there's new growth coming off of it right now. It's grown quite a bit since I first got it, which was probably a couple months ago. And I believe this was around $8-ish, I'd say. Yeah, and it came in like a little 4.5-inch pot. And then Cooper's covering up some other ones. So I just recently got another silver satin pothos because I wanted to combine this one with the one that I showed you guys earlier, just to make it a little more full. I'm not going to replant it right now just because it's kind of cold out and I don't want to repot it quite yet. I want to let it acclimate a little more. I want to get it, familiar with its environment before I repot it, but I am going to add this to my other one. And then I have a neon arrowhead plant. This one I got, as well as this silver one and this other one that I'm going to show you if you can see around my cat. But this neon arrowhead plant, as well as those two other ones I just recently got at a nursery down in Fort Collins. I go to Fort Collins quite a bit for plants. Plant shopping, just because it's such a quick drive and it's nice to just like get out for the day, and I can easily social distance while I'm in there too, which I absolutely love. Everybody just kind of like leaves you alone. And then when you're like cashing out, everything is behind plexiglass, so you're not even really coming in contact with anybody. So it's really nice, and I can just pop in and pop out and feel safe when I do it. And then my last one that I have still in its little nursery pot, and these I think are 2.5-inch nursery pots. But when I was cashing out, when I was like paying for these 3 that I just recently got, this guy said it was a cream splash phyllo, and I don't know if it is or not. Let me know below, guys, if you think it is. But I knew I wanted another one because I just like love the one that I already have so much. And to me, it did look a little different than the one that I had already had. So that's another reason why I got it. But the guy who was cashing me out said it definitely was a cream splash. But like I said, let me know in the comments if you think it is. I kind of think it is, but who knows? Anyways, I absolutely love these ones. I'm so happy I got another one. So I just watered this one. This one is a couple different arrowhead plants in this pot. I have is it the berry illusion? Is that what it's called? And then I have a white butterfly as well in there too. They're the same type of plant, so I just threw them in the same pot and they've been doing really well. They've had a lot of new growth recently as well too. And hopefully these guys will perk up now that I've watered them. I've noticed with this one that it starts to droop when it needs watered as well too. As well as my ivies. Once like my plants water, they kind of, or once my plants need water, they kind of droop and then they just perk right back up. So, okay, so I have my Monstera Deliciosa here in my bathroom. This guy just unfurled. How beautiful is that? I've had this Monstera for probably 6 to 8 months now. Honestly, I can't remember, but it's been quite a while. And he is just doing so good, still putting out a ton of new growth. I probably get a new leaf like once every month, I would say. This guy's doing really well. I got it from King Supers. I think he was on sale for 10 bucks, but what a beautiful plant for $10, right? And then I just have a little Dracania here. Dracanias tend to be more apt to getting pests, but I haven't had a problem with pests on this one. I check it frequently. I wipe the leaves frequently. I try to take really good care of it as much as possible since they are inclined to getting pests. And then of course I have an aloe, because how can you not have an aloe in the bathroom? An aloe just belongs. Then I do have a shower plant. I have a Rex begonia right here. I cannot remember the specific name of this one, but I did get it from Lowe's. I got it for, I think it was less than $5, and it's been doing really well in the shower. I think the humidity definitely helps quite a bit, and yeah, I absolutely love it. This is the only begonia I have, but it's absolutely beautiful. I love the shininess to the leaves. It's just, it reminds me of like Christmas for some reason. I have no idea why, but I think it's absolutely stunning. Okay, so these are the last 3 plants that I have, but this is a little Haworthia cactus, and it's doing really well. I don't know if it's gotten much new growth, or it has much new growth, but I think it's cute. I need to get a little pot for it. And then this is a, is it called a rabbit cactus or some like rabbit? I cannot remember for the life of me. I'm really bad at names, guys, and I'm like still getting in the, just like, I'm still figuring out a lot of these names and remembering them, so bear with me. But this guy, I absolutely love the pot. I thought it was so my stepdaughter, and then it's just so cute. I love how it just like pokes out like that. Rabbit ear cactus, is that what it is? You guys help me out in the comments. And then this one is it's my stepdaughter's prayer plant. And it is doing so well. Obviously, we're having a little bit of a humidity issue with the crispy edges, but I could just get her a little humidifier for down here and it would probably do a lot better. But this guy is pushing out new leaves left and right. I feel like every time I water it, which is weekly, because this thing just sucks up that water so quickly. It's always pushing out new growth. It's insane. There's like a new leaf every time I look at it. Seriously, it's beautiful. It definitely does that prayer plant moving around, you know, how they kind of like lower and then get bigger, and just like, it's always dancing. It's so pretty. I absolutely love it. I want to get one that has variegation on it too. And I look every time I go to any nurseries, any big box stores for these specifically, and I really take a look at the leaves for any type of variegation, because I really want to try to find one at just like a store here in town or down in Fort Collins before I actually have to order one. So right now I'm trying to avoid ordering plants because it's just so cold where I live right now. But anyways, yeah, that guy is gorgeous. All right, you guys, so that is all I have for you today as far as the houseplant tour. Yes, I know I have a lot of basic, simple, everyday houseplants. But like I said, I start with these houseplants so I can get really good at what I do as far as like care goes for these houseplants, so I can work up to the more rare houseplants. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed my houseplant tour. I have definitely backed off buying houseplants recently just because the season has changed. It's winter here, and my house is not as warm as it once used to be, and I want to overload on plants when I can't provide like the correct sunlight. And anyways, you know what I'm trying to say. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye guys.